Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines, the British Challenge with me, Pug Gaming. Now, as promised, before we get into this next episode, episode 19, I have decided on a winner for the Zone 2 naming. And this is the golf course area, and the winner is Loki. Apologies if I have said your name wrong, but congratulations. Your idea of Five Lakes Golf Course I thought was extremely well fitted and suited for this area, and you have won this naming. So guys, keep the ideas coming in. We'll be naming Zone 3 next episode. Good luck. So let's move on to episode 19, the football field. If we go back to episode 18, we had completed 3/4 of this first housing estate. We put down the church, we've done a bit of detailing around, and now we have to fill in the last few sections of this area. And I'm going to do a bit of a mix here with both a time lapse and also some live play. So let's get on with it. So let's jump in straight away now with a little bit of let's play, let's build action. So we've plopped down the football field and we're going to class this as a Saturday-Sunday league sort of ground here. So there's no sports centre attached, nowhere to really sort of excel any changing rooms. But from my youth, I used to play Sunday league football and also some Saturday as well for my sort of local towns, and there were a lot of grounds we went to in our area were just porter cabins, not a proper sort of facility, just a porter cabin with a sort of single shower or so. So I want to replicate that here with these single porter cabins and just multiply them up here just to create something. And if we add this one on the end here and turn it around, I want to sort of hide the number of doors and windows it's got here. So if we do these back to back, it should look a little bit more realistic, rather than just single cabins plonked next to each other, which is what they are. Let's put this a little bit closer here. It's got a bit of a gap. Still has a little bit of a gap. Let's get a little bit in. Okay, still a gap. Let's go a bit further. And there we go. That's much better. So this is the sort of ground sort of keeping area where you're going to have all the sort of nets, etc., and it's where you get changed. It's where the players sit in the home and away little dressing rooms. So that's a good little start here. I like that. So I want to make this area not too overcrowded. I'm thinking we've got a bit of an issue here as well because we've got the road either side and there's not really much space. So I'm thinking we're going to have some sort of a fence around it, or tree line, or maybe both, to make it a little bit more realistic in the sense of its football field, and the ball will go beyond the sort of lines in the ground itself. So we need to add something here to block this area in. I'm also thinking at the top here we're going to add a park, just because it's quite often you do find these football fields with a little park on the side, because they are technically just fields that are sort of rented out for Sunday league teams to play upon. So we're going to do that. So we're going to do a bit of work over here as well a bit later on. A few trees, got a little football ground there as well, a little park area. But we'll jump in here now. We're going to get some pavements down just to connect these areas up. So we'll add that one there. That looks good. Okay. Right, so I think we need to now try and find a suitable fence around this before we start detailing. So let's have a search for a suitable fence. And I know we have got some high fences, but I think that they're the sort of prison-based ones. I'm not sure if we'll get away with those. Let's have a look through. I know there's probably some better ones on the workshop, but I think we'll have something worthwhile here. Won't be using that. There we go. That's the ones that I was thinking of. That's too short. Yeah, these are the ones I'm thinking of, and I think that these will be the best option for us. So we'll add this across the road here. There we go, just bend it around. I don't want to go all the way around, just put the high fences in the corners here where the road line is, and sort of separating that away from the sort of park area. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Trying to bend this around. If I chose the right option, that would be helpful. There we go. Let's bend this around here, like so. And we'll add that pathway back in. No, it weren't like that. It was bending the other way around. Let's see if we can get that back in. There we go, bit of anarchy, perfect. And we'll carry it on this side as well. Try and bend that around a little bit. So should we go all the way around to this roundabout, or should we block it in? That's the question. Let's see what it looks like. Let's do that to there for now. Now let's get working on the other side. So the other side is not as bad because it's not as main a road, but still we don't want footballs flying all over the place. It's obviously not safe. So to create the realism, we'll add this in here as well. And bend that back around, and I think that's probably enough for this area here. Now we want to connect the two sides up. I want to have definitely a fence this side, but that's now making me think we should probably delete this bit here and just connect straight down, because then we've got another little area here for filling out with some trees and maybe something else in the future. But let's connect this up to the end here. Oh, that's just gone. Let's do it again. All the way over, and there is a bit of a gap, and I'm thinking here we can probably get away with adding a pathway through. I want to have a pathway round the actual football field, but it's probably not going to be actual concrete. I'm thinking we go with this here. Let's knock that across there. Oh, that's not very tidy. Let's redo that from the other side. That's across and into there, perfect. And we'll go the back side of the road as well, round here, and no, that's not straight. Let's do that again, and to about there, and back to the main path. Perfect. Now that's looking good. I'm thinking, do we go with concrete or do we go with this gravel? That's the only question I'm posing to myself here. Let's have a look at the concrete. No, it looks a little bit silly like that with the concrete. I'm thinking the gravel works much better here because it's only a pathway through. It's not a major path. People aren't really going to be walking through unless they want to sort of watch the game. Just going to try this as well. No, it doesn't quite work. So we'll go back to the pathway across here. That's much better. Excellent. Okay, so that's the path sorted. Now I'm thinking we're going to have to add some tree lines across it as well to break things up a little bit. So I'm going to add some of the trees across here, and they can go all the way across as well to enclose this area up a little bit. And down there, perfect. And the same in that corner. Yep. Okay. Perfect, and we'll add the other tree in. My combination of these two trees is throughout the whole of this build, and I think they do work really well together. Do this freehand though, because I want it to be a little bit more realistic and scattered around as well. So there we go, we'll add those in, and a few trees in this corner here, and in this bit here by the church, just to separate things. A little bit from the car park, a few little bits here and there. Excellent, okay. Now let's get working on the little park across the field. So just a few little props I'm going to add down here. I prefer doing this like this with freehand rather than plopping down an actual sort of pathway with buildings, well, building facilities beside it. It's a lot more tidier, and I do like the idea of doing your own builds in the actual parks. It's a lot more challenging, and you can get away with a lot more as well, and it's just more appealing to me. We're going to add a little portaloo here just as well. I've had a few grounds where they didn't actually have a toilet facility and you had a little portaloo outside, so just to add in a bit of realism there as well. And what I want to find now is these little posts look a lot more appealing than going with a fence or bush around in it. Keeps things a lot open as well in this area, so we'll add these all the way around, just there. I do love this this mod as well, prop anarchy as well. Both of them together are just amazing. The prop line tool though has really changed the way I build in terms of the speed, not so much in terms of what I would be doing, because if this wasn't available I would still be doing exactly the same. It would just take 10 times longer because I'll be doing it all freehand and taking up a lot more time. So this has actually saved me a lot more time and has probably helped me reduce the number of hours of playing, and also increase the number of videos I'm uploading now because of the time that we're saving. So that's a bonus for us all, really. Now once we finish this, I did find on the workshop some of those orange sort of plasticky fences. Normally they're used in construction sites just to sort of tie off areas, but I have, believe it or not, seen those around football grounds as well, and it's just a precaution to stop the ball going so far. So we're going to add these in over in this corner as well once I find them. There we go, perfect. I knew they were on there here somewhere. So we're going to add a line all the way around of this. It's not the most appealing, but it just adds to the atmosphere here and aesthetics, and it is what I have seen used many times before in football grounds. So add that around there, and this also separates off the path as well, so it kind of forces pedestrians walking past not to walk through the pitch. I know most people don't tend to do that, but you do have the odd few people who feel that they can just walk through. So we're going to make a little entrance here. So this is the way in for the players, and that is coming on quite nicely. I like that. That's looking really, really good. Let's see what else we got here. Don't need no cars. Nope. I'm thinking we'll need some foliage, so let's try and find. We'll put this down as well. This is just a little box, energy box, and I do like these bushes with the flowers in. We're going to add these right in this corner here, and probably some inside the actual grass as well, because they do look really good when you add the two together. And this also brightens things up between the church and the park as well. And obviously with a park we're going to have to add some benches as well and whatnot. So let's put those down here just to fill out things. Excellent, that looks good. I don't think we'll do any more around here. We'll just leave it all in this corner. We'll have everything else open. It's going to be an open sort of field here. But we're going to add in a toilet for the park. I know it kind of defeats the objects of having this porta cabin with the toilets outside, but being a little park as well, we're going to add that in there. We could have used that as the facility for changing, but I do like the idea of using those porta cabins. So let's also put down some of these benches. Going to do a few benches around here, and also by the football ground as well. And we'll have to put a couple of actual benches. These are obviously the tables as well, so we'll put down to some standard benches as well. Let's see what we can find. There we go. Put a few of those on the pathway, a few of those facing the ground as well. You do tend to see some benches around these sort of areas, especially where there's a football ground. Okay, perfect. Bang, bang, bang. That's all done. And whilst we've got the benches out, we're going to add some over here as well into the other parky area. This is just going to be a sort of walk-in park area, not actually a playground. So it's just a nice little feel to have. I'll probably add a few fountains or something, a focal point at least, over in this corner. So that's that bit pretty much done. So we're going to jump into a time lapse just whilst I complete a few of the other little aspects here. We're going to add a little area here as well with probably some tennis courts, etc. So we'll catch up shortly. So there we go, completion of episode 19. It's funny how many episodes there's been now. I did not think it was up to episode 19 when I filled this out. But anyway, a successful video again, I believe. Let's leave you with a overview of what we've done, and I will catch you in the next episode. All the best.